this work that we do is not just a fad or a buzzword. There's real experiences. So we started the Urban Indigenous Collective focusing on the missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, trans, and Two-Spirit. We really wanted to understand the data genocide that was creating the erasure, perpetuating this myth that we don't experience violence in urban spaces. But we know that is false and that we do. And so we began by really centering Freedom of Information Act requests, demanding data in every county and every agency throughout the tri-state area. Many rejections, many no's, but we continue to fight to be able to understand that scope of violence that is real, that we experience. Our work is centered by a task force. Our task force are survivors, leaders, family members, clan mothers, who really guide the direction of this work. Whether it's through policy or through data or advocacy, the heart is survivors, being Indigenous-led, right? To ensure that we are walking in a good way, right? Ensuring that we are walking behind the survivors and ensuring that their voices are centered at every step. So this is the third year that we've held a vigil, and it's the second year of what we're calling the MMIWGT2S NYC East Coast Summit. And we are going to continue to gather and do this.
There are cities across the country that are doing something today to honor the missing, murdered Indigenous women, whether they are marching to the courthouses, whether women are having sweats tonight, fire starting to burn, about 3, going in around 7, or doing sunrise ceremonies this morning. Whatever those, ceremonies have been, we are partaking and being a part of that global solidarity. And so what does it look like in New York City? This is what it looks like. We see what's happening on the front line as you see missing, murdered Indigenous women heat maps. You see the statistics increase as wherever that they are destroying clean water. So I want us to just really think about that through this entire walk. It's not ironic that it's raining today. It's a beautiful thing. It's a good thing. Don't be afraid of the rain. Let it really cleanse you and wash you off. This city has been enduring a lot of things. There's been a lot of people that have been stepping up, but also be mindful that when there are things like that happening, women go missing at a numerous rate when we are in these times. Especially women that people are not familiar with. They go missing. So I want us to also just make sure that we stick together on this visual, because as we're walking together, we're showing that not one of us can be stolen. And I don't leave out the relatives part, the trans and the LGBTQ. I do not leave out that at all when I'm saying women, because the genetic makeup of women hold that water.
Stolen sisters, stolen relatives, a trafficker, stolen sisters, stolen relatives, a trafficker, stolen sisters, stolen relatives, a trafficker, stolen sisters, stolen relatives.
Yeah, where's the green dot coming from?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm settled.
Somebody got a laser on us.
It's all right. It's all right. It's just a light. It's all right. Just keep moving. We good. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Nobody gonna do nothing. They're not gonna do nothing. Huh? Yeah, it's just it's a party light. It's not.
Meant to like
Yeah.
intimidate, right?
Well, it's just a light.
A trafficker! King! Stolen sisters! Stolen relatives! A trafficker! King! Stolen sisters!
Stolen relatives. All right, y'all.
Stolen sisters! Stolen relatives!
Got a detective out here helping us. You know.
A trafficker! Stolen sisters! Stolen relatives! A trafficker! A trafficker! King!
For some of you who are just now joining Hotel, Sakali, Sutton King, Naptal, Pinuki, Nukyat, and Wehawang, Niki, Waknata, Nawikitanaka, Onias Agagiki. My English name is Sutton King, my Menominee name is Naptal Pinuki, means comes first woman, an Afro-Indigenous, like the Menominee and ʻNāDIV Nations of Wisconsin, the co-founder and co-director of the Urban Indigenous Collective. It was documented in the 1500s for the first time, the trafficking of Indigenous women. And that trafficking has not ended. So I do this for the future generations. I do this for my sisters. I do this for my relatives. I do this for my ancestors who aren't here today. I want to honor Ingrid Martin, by Vigil woman, who was taken in 1999 alongside two other Americans, fighting for Indigenous people, fighting for land. She was a tireless defender of Indigenous rights. She deserves to be here today. And that story is so many of our stories. So relatives, so many of our loved ones who are not here. And so the Urban Indigenous Collective is dedicated to fighting for Indigenous relatives, for our visibility, to challenge the status quo, to dismantle oppressive colonizer behavior, this extraction, this exploitation that bleeds into every part of this humanity. We know the answers. We know the ancient teachings. And the greatest achievement that we can attain in this lifetime is cultural perpetuity, which means that one day you and I will not be here, but we have a responsibility to the future generations. We have a responsibility to the 7 generations to protect each other, to protect Mother Earth, and to love one another. So I'm going to say to y'all, and I want you to say it back to me, as the neighbor, Kate Tapanin. That means I love you in Menominee. Kate Tapanin. And we're going to continue to heal. And the Urban Indigenous Collective is working to be able to provide behavioral health resources so we can continue to do this work, to defend our land, to defend our rights, and show up for one another. All right? Kate Tapanin.
Kate Tapanin.
Right now, I've been a Columbia, been aware of everything that's been going on there, all of the protests, a lot of police around, but some of us here are part of that student body that was protesting and not being encampment. We're speaking for the people in Palestine. Right now, over 40,000 dead. No. Those are also Indigenous lives stolen. Those are also Indigenous lives taken. So many are missing right now, missing under the rubble. Only a week ago, they found over 400 bodies under a hospital. Us as Indigenous people, we have laws to make sure we get our bodies back. We have laws to get our artifacts back. There's a reason why. Because of things like that. I see a relative here wearing a taqiyya, speaking up for our Palestinian relatives. They need our voice. I know we're in pain. We see it when we walk down the streets with them, when we're yelling end to occupation, death to colonialism. We know it, we feel it in our hearts. So thank you for letting me speak about that. I just want to say, free Palestine.
Free Palestine.